Today we will be discussing the top 5 medications that can cause insomnia or interfere with your sleep. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, insomnia is a very common sleep disorder. It can cause you to have difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, and it can be caused by a variety of different things, including medications. So here are the top 5 medications that are known to cause insomnia. First off, any stimulants that contain amphetamines or caffeine can certainly disrupt the quality and quantity of your sleep. Now, amphetamines can be taken by people who have attention deficit disorder, and caffeine is actually added to some analgesics or pain medications that can even be over the counter. So you really want to watch for this. Some acetaminophen, even sometimes ibuprofen, will have caffeine in it as well. So check that at home and make sure that you are not taking any caffeine or any amphetamines close to bedtime, because these can definitely disrupt your sleep. Decongestants. Decongestants like pseudoephedrine or phenylephrine are often added to cold and flu medications. Now, decongestants are often used to relieve nasal congestion, but they are part of a lot of different cold and flu medications that often contain multiple ingredients. Ingredients like pseudoephedrine and sometimes phenylephrine can decrease the quantity and or quality of your sleep. And so if you are taking these medications, you're finding you're having a hard time sleeping, it's a good idea to have a look at what exactly is in those medications as well. Side note, decongestants can also increase your blood pressure, and they should not be used long term. Number 3 is thyroid medications. Now, it's very common for people to take a medication for their thyroid. Some people have had to have their thyroid removed, or they have a thyroid that is underactive or has been overactive, and so they do take medications for their thyroid. Now, if a person who's taking thyroid medication, especially if you're just starting off on thyroid medication, or if you've recently had a dose increase in your thyroid medication and you're finding that you can't sleep very well, it's a good idea to talk to your doctor, because sometimes it's an indication that this dose just might be too high for you and it may be interrupting your sleep. So if you've tried everything else and you've tried all the different sleep hygiene tactics and you just can't figure out what's going on, but you are taking thyroid medication, it's a good idea to talk to your doctor and get your levels checked and see if your thyroid medication may be causing your insomnia. Number 4 is blood pressure medications. Now, usually blood pressure medications are very well tolerated. However, there is the possibility of a side effect, which is insomnia with some types of these medications. Beta blockers can sometimes do this, and some people are more sensitive to this side effect than others. So this is another reason that you might want to talk to your doctor. Again, if you've tried everything, but you just can't seem to figure out why you can't sleep at night, it could be your blood pressure medication. Now, don't stop taking this medication. That could be quite harmful, but maybe it's something that you do want to ask a healthcare professional about as to whether this may be the reason that you are not sleeping properly, especially if you know that this started when you started that particular medication. Blood pressure medications like beta blockers can sometimes also be used for migraine. They do have other indications. So if you are on a beta blocker or you are on another blood pressure medication, maybe just get this checked out by a healthcare professional. Now, we know with antidepressants, sometimes people do get side effects such as insomnia, and this can actually go away over time, but for some people it doesn't. And so if you are noting that your antidepressant is maybe causing you to lose sleep, it's definitely something to pay attention to, because if you are on an antidepressant, it's really important that you do get good quality sleep in order to maintain a good quality of life and for the medication to really help you. However, if you do find that you are really just not sleeping well, your doctor may opt to either suggest some kind of supplement or medication to help with your sleep, or maybe change your antidepressant to something different. This can sometimes happen with selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors and other antidepressant medications that we use. Again, everyone is different, and there are different genetic types that even determine whether you are going to be more sensitive or not to these types of side effects. So it's always a good idea to ask your pharmacist or even ask another healthcare professional like your family physician whether your antidepressant could be affecting your sleep. Now, if you are experiencing any side effects from your medications, please know that you don't have to suffer in silence. There are people that are available that can help you, and pharmacists are one of them, because we do know a lot about medications and about common side effects. We can also guide you as to whether this side effect is something to be concerned about, whether it could be dose dependent, or whether maybe you need to switch to another class of medication. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care and stay healthy. Bye-bye.